Hey Disney family, welcome to another episode of For the Love of the Mouse. I'm super happy you stopped by today. Today we are going to talk about my top 5 favorite desserts that I'm excited to try at this year's 2018 Flower and Garden Festival. Let's just jump right into it because it's desserts and we all know how much I love dessert. And so it took me a little bit of digging to decide what my top 5 were, especially because there were just there's always a lot of sweet treats at all of these festivals, and so to narrow it down to 5 was a little difficult, but I managed to do it. So this is in no particular order. The first one that I want to talk about is at La Isla Fresca, and it's the tropical mousse cake. Now if you've watched any of our other vlogs where we talk about food or read any of our vlogs where we talk about food, you know that if there's something with passion fruit in it, I'm ordering it, I'm eating it, and I'm probably gonna love it. And this is probably not going to be any different. They're at La Isla Fresca, or La Isla Fresca, this year there is a tropical mousse cake. I can't wait. I'm hoping this transports me back to Hawaii. And this cake is layers of a passion fruit cake, which I'm sure is going to be moist and delicious. And then inside those layers, it's going to be a coconut mousse and a tropical fruit glaze. And then it's also going to have some fresh pineapple on top. This sounds tropically amazing. Like this, I might have this 5 times. That's how good it sounds. And I'm really glad I'm going to the festival twice because I'm probably gonna get it both times. But this is probably my number 1 thing I'm so excited. I know I said this was in no particular order, but this is probably the number 1 thing I'm most excited to try. Next up is over at the Smokehouse Barbecue and Brews, and they have a warm chocolate cake with bourbon salted caramel sauce and spiced pecans. This is a vegetarian option, and it sounds delightful. I'm super excited to try it. It is probably, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. There was a cake at Food and Wine Festival that was like a molten chocolate cake, and I think it was in Ireland. It was like a chocolate cake and it had a bourbon glaze on it. I can't remember what it's called, but it was really good. And I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be similar to that, so I'm really excited to give this one a try. Over at Primavera Kitchen, we have something that is, I think, either a love it or hate it type dessert, and that is the Panna Cotta al Malone. I'm sure I just butchered that, but it's the cantaloupe Panna Cotta. Now, what is a Panna Cotta, you ask? It is a traditional Italian dessert that is sweetened cream that they mix with gelatin so that it firms up, and then they mold it into different shapes. And then they add, typically they add different flavors, vanilla or coffee or chocolate or fruit flavors, and this one is cantaloupe. And I love all things fruit, and I love all things sweet, so I'm going to give it a try. But it's definitely one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. If you've never tried a Panna Cotta, maybe give this one a try. I would love to know what you think about it once you try it in the comments. And if you hate Panna Cotta, maybe steer clear of this one and maybe just get the tropical mousse cake again. Next up, we're gonna head over to Northern Bloom, and we're going to try the Griddled maple pound cake with warm peach compote and sweet corn gelato. This sounds like something you would have at a backyard barbecue in the middle of summer where you're prepping for a bonfire and you got all your friends and family there and you're just hanging out, having a good old-fashioned barbecue. It just sounds delicious and homespun, and I can't wait to give this a try. I've never had sweet corn gelato before. I've actually never had maple pound cake before, but maple mixed with peaches is a win-win in my book. So you add some gelato that tastes like sweet corn on top, and me being from Colorado where we love our corn, I think you're gonna have a winner. So I'm really excited to give this one a try too. Last up, we're gonna head to the berry basket where we're going to try the warm wild berry buckle with pepper berry gelato. It sounds like a lot of berries, but I think you can't go wrong with berries. So I'm really excited. If you've never had a buckle before, it's kind of, it's a little more cakey, soft, tender than like a coffee cake, which I think is a little more crumbly. And it is more like buttery and has more fruit filling and less topping than like a cobbler or a crumble. So it's really interesting. It's cakey. It's definitely cakey. Like it's a cake. moist butter-filled cake that usually has a ton of fruit in it, and this one's going to have wild berries in it, and then it's going to be topped with a pepperberry gelato, which might give it a little bit of spice and a little bit of edge, so I'm really excited to give this one a try. I would love to know what your top picks are at this year's 2018 Flower and Garden Festival. What are you most excited to try? Stay tuned with us as we continue along our top 5 journey for this year's festival. What we're going to do is we're going to give you our top 5 things to try in several different categories, and then after we try some of them, so probably after my first trip to the Flower and Garden Festival with my mom, we're going to come back and hash out what we did get to try and what we thought was great, what we weren't so in love with, and some of our favorite things from the festival. So be sure to stay tuned for more on this year's Flower and Garden Festival with For the Love of the Mouse. If you like this video and other videos, be sure to subscribe down below. Also be sure to check out our blog, fortheloveofthemouse.com, and be sure to like us on Instagram and follow along on our journeys for Love of the Mouse. Thank you for stopping by, and for the love of the mouse, never forget that it all started with a mouse.